Hey y'all, welcome to Musical Miles Podcast, where live music and great stories take center stage. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Teton Guitars. Whether you're picking tunes around a campfire or taking the stage at your favorite honky tonk, Teton Guitars delivers rich, soulful sound built for the journey. Learn more at tetonguitars.com. Now let's dive into some music and memories. Hey, music lovers, it's Byron with Musical Miles Podcast. I am here with my friend Daniel Beddoes.
Again.
This is the second time we've actually sat down to have a conversation.
We run into each other a lot, though.
We do. So
places.
Met in Chalice, Idaho at the BBR.
Yep.
You were playing at the Roadhouse.
Yep.
I'm going to have you turn that and make sure you get some audio there. Otherwise, it makes me work harder in the end, right, when I'm editing all this stuff, so... But yeah, we met in Chalice, and then you did the Rocky Mountain Boot Stock, and we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Saw each other in Vegas.
I was there doing interviews at the Westgate Hotel and Casino.
Yes, sir.
And that was really cool. We did a bunch of interviews in Vegas.
It looked like a good time.
18 or 19 interviews.
Holy cow, you were busy.
It was busy. But we are here in Lava, Idaho, of all places. It is springtime. It's a little cool up here.
It's beautiful.
But it is gorgeous.
Best time to be in Idaho.
Oh, man. Yeah. We always love coming to Lava. It's a cool little town. Got some cool hot pools and stuff. Daniel and his buddy got to go over there and soak.
Yeah, spent a good hour there.
There you go. Nice. There you go. And it's always it's good for the bones, right?
Especially after traveling.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, really good for that. But we are at the Rooftop Bar is where we're at. And so Cody, the owner, I reached out to him the other day and said, hey, I'm supposed to come over there and interview you got 3 guys playing tonight. So
yes, sir.
Daniel's playing as well as Dawson.
Dawson
Moon, excuse me. Sorry, Dawson. Dawson
Ozzie
Moon
Higley.
and Ozzie Higley.
Yep.
Now, Ozzie and Dawson, we got hooked up with them because they're playing a festival in September in Sun Valley.
Heck yeah.
You didn't get the call on that?
I've been a little busy. Actually, I took a break from music just for a couple months while I was in the fire academy.
I knew you did. So we follow each other on social media, and so I saw that you are now an official fireman, firefighter, EMT too, or just the firefighter?
Working on the EMT part.
Cool.
So I'm still in training for that.
Well, here's the one thing that we've learned from doing this podcast with artists is it takes sometimes 2 or 3 jobs to live. To survive while you build your musical career, right? Yes,
sir. And traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a nonstop game.
It is nonstop. And we've been really busy since we saw you. We have been all over Idaho, Utah, Montana, Colorado, California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and Oklahoma. Whew. Yeah, we cut a big circle.
I think you travel more than me.
I do travel a lot, and I've been used to it. I've in my former life, in my professional life, I was in sales and traveled a lot. 2 years ago, I spent 130 nights in hotels. So a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk a little bit more about Daniel, because let's kind of give him a little backstory about where you came from, how you came up through the music world, and
oh boy.
yeah, I mean, well, that's the interesting part about this whole deal, right? Is to hear the backstory, and that's. We tell people, we kind of pull the curtain back on the music so that you see where these entertainers came from, the artists came from, what really the lives they've lived that's motivated the songs that they write and sing, right?
Yeah.
And so share your story with us.
I grew up in Ohio. Spent a lot of time in Southern Ohio with family and friends down there, and moved around a little bit. I lived in Iowa and Florida a little bit. Which was a great experience, and growing up in my childhood. I served a LDS mission in Vegas, of all places. But
wow,
I actually wasn't even in Vegas most of the time. I ended up in Pahrump and Mesquite and Bunkerville.
Right.
So that was a fun time. And actually, my mission is where I realized I could write songs.
Okay.
So I started writing like a couple gospel songs back then, and then after my mission went in the military, and I started off writing little ditties. For guys that wanted to do something cute for their girlfriends for Valentine's Day or something like that. And realized I was like, hey, I'm kind of good at this. Maybe I should try writing a song. And wrote a couple, thought I was going to sell them to Luke Combs or somebody like that.
Right.
And then finally got to a point where when I got out of the military, I was looking for some cash while I was going to college, and just decided, hey, you know what, maybe I can get back into songwriting and selling some of them or whatever.
Right.
And couple buddies of mine heard a couple of my songs and were just like, no, dude, you gotta record this. You gotta try it. And so that's just where it kind of took off. Before I knew it, I had a band. I was traveling. I was going to Nashville and recording. And
so how old were you when you picked up the guitar? When did you start playing?
oh boy, it was on and off from like high school.
Okay.
I think I've never really been like super good at guitar. I know a couple power chords and I know the cowboy chords kind of thing.
Well, if you know those cowboy chords, you can play a lot of songs.
You can.
Yeah.
So I kind of just got used to playing a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was in the military that I was really like playing the guitar consistently and doing it a lot.
Well, I'm sure you had some downtime where you had the ability to do that.
Not a lot of downtime, but when you get the downtime, you take advantage of it. So
Sure.
yeah, that's kind of how it started. And a lot of my music is inspired by, different things like me moving out to Utah, kind of reconnecting with some old family roots there.
Okay.
Some other things that have inspired my music is relationships that I've been in and out of.
Sure.
A lot of my songs actually recently have been based around one girl that I was in and out of a relationship with. So that was always fun.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just kind of that wonder of the West kind of deal.
Well, there's been hundreds, if not tens of thousands of songs written about broken hearts and relationships and yeah. So, currently unattached?
Yeah, now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. How many years were you in the military, and what branch of the military were you in?
So I was in the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps,
I was in for 5 years. I kind of added a year on to go and deploy with my unit one more time.
Okay, you did some time.
So we went over to Japan.
Okay.
I was on ship for a while.
Okay.
Went down to like Papua New Guinea, Australia.
Okay.
Floated around the East China Sea a lot.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you were you were deployed, but not into the Middle East anymore.
No. I had buddies that went over there, but I was always getting sent over to like South Korea, Japan.
You got the cake job for the
kind
Marines.
of, yeah. When you're working on helicopters, you really can go anywhere.
I have a good friend of mine who was in the Marines and was a helicopter pilot as well. So, where in Japan were you?
So mostly in Iwakuni.
Okay.
Oh, Iwakuni and Okinawa.
Okay. So Shanda's sister and her husband was in the Navy for 31 years. And was his last deployment was on the John Young, right? U.S. No, oh no, it was a the John Young was a destroyer that he was on early in his career. He was on aircraft carrier, big aircraft carrier. We just talked about it. We were just in Arizona and stayed with them. But anyway, but
nice.
No. Well, thank you for your service because that was
a good time.
That's very incredible that you would take that time and serve your country. So thank you for that. Who really inspired your music, though?
Oh boy, I grew up listening to anything from George Strait to Three Doors Down. Love Cody Johnson. I think. Right now, the biggest inspiration for people that I listen to the music and I'm like, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
Are people like Muscadine Bloodline, Cameron Marlowe.
Okay.
Occasionally, I like to get a little bit of that Western, like Texas kind of spin, like Cody Johnson in there.
Right.
But yeah, I think definitely those are kind of the avenues that I like go for. My band definitely, because they're a bunch of rock guys. They love it when I throw a little bit of like heavier stuff in there.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Well, you got to get pretty heavy to get heavy because even Cody Johnson can throw down something.
Oh yeah.
And
I think a new age. I think people are starting to call it cowboy rock.
Cowboy rock. There you go.
Country rock, cowboy rock.
Well, kind of we have really tended to lean towards more of that. Like the BBR guys. The Bronze, that Texas and the red dirt deal. So we've been really lucky. We've interviewed some really cool Texas bands, Cody Canada, obviously, and The Departed, and Jeff Crosby, who's an incredible guitarist. I don't know, if you got a chance to watch Jeff much.
A little bit. I've heard of some of his stuff.
He's so talented, and he just loves what he does, right? And so
he makes me want to set a guitar down and just be like, "Here, go."
Oh, I know. Well, I have been beaten on those strings for the last year and a half, and I finally said, man, you better go take a lesson because you're not getting any better. So
that's where I'm at. I'm like looking for a good teacher.
I got a guy that really, it was interesting because he just said,
just play me something. And I play. I mean, we got a 30-minute lesson, and it was no guitar playing. It was a lot about, you know, a lot of analogies and why things happen the way they do. But really, my whole deal was about hand position, my thumb. You know, I don't know if you do. Do you mute that top string?
Sometimes.
See, I can't. I have little hands, right? And so that's a challenge for me. But he said, biggest problem you got is you're rolling your wrist too much. And so I'm muting strings out on my palm on the bottom. Anyway, just some dumb little things. I'll work on it. I'll get better. But but that's what I love about the music, is to be able to have those conversations with guitar players, with other guitar players and people, and watch them. Just watching guitar players is just one of my favorite things to do.
They're so talented.
Yeah, we just interviewed an incredible guitar player and saw another one play with him. But we interviewed a guy by the name of Gary Tackett, and Gary Tackett played on Merle Haggard's Blue Jungle album.
Ooh.
And he also was the road manager and band leader for Billy Currington.
Wow.
For 4 years. So anyway, he lives in Boise now, and he was over there playing. And then he had a guy with him, Tommy, was it? Who was it? You got to say, my producer's got to back me up here. She's supposed to be telling me all these good things. Anyway, I had this other guitar player with him. Too Slim, there you go. Too Slim and the Tail Draggers.
Okay.
But they have like 10 top 10 blues albums. I mean, incredible guitar players. So to watch those two play together was just
start listening to them.
Well, it's just amazing. Well, and I think if you know, if you can learn from all those things. We have a very eclectic taste in music ourselves, as you do. You know, I mean, Three Doors Down and George Strait are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
You go from Southern rock to, you know, red dirt country all of a sudden.
Right. And so, you know, you talk about guys who've influenced, and you get down in the Texas scene, and they've all been influenced by Guy Clark and Jerry Jeff Walker, and you know, a lot of those old school songwriters, you know, that have made an impact on the music scene down there. So, but you moved out to Utah after you got out of the military. How many years ago you been back in Utah?
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. Yep. So, and then you decided to do your own music festival, Rocky Mountain Bootstock. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Heck yeah. Well, I kind of was in Utah, and I was sitting there, and I was like, you know, there's a lot of great, like, fans of country music in Utah.
Right.
It being, you know, the Western United States, of course, you know, it's all there. But the biggest thing that kind of, like, you know, set me back a little bit as I was sitting there, and I was like, you know, I'm trying to get on the shows and playing things with people. And I really only knew of a couple, you know, local country music artists.
Right.
I knew of Whitney Lusk. I knew of Cole Hartley.
Right.
And then Skylar.
Right.
And I was just kind of sitting there, and I was like, man, like, there's not a whole lot of venues for individuals like us who are trying to, you know, make a name a little bit.
Right.
You know, so most of us, we found that we have to travel either to Wyoming or Idaho or, you know, different places. And I was just like, you know, there needs to be a festival. There's country music festivals for, you know, big names like, you know, Country Fan Fest out in Tooele. But I think I just wanted something that I could, like, showcase local artists that were trying to, like, you know, get started, kind of get some experience.
Well, I think some of those festivals, like you said, out in Tooele, and so those are big, and they bring in the big names.
Yep.
And they bring in modern country guys, and they don't give beginning guys much of an opportunity.
There's not a lot of room there.
No.
So, but Bootstock was kind of a dream of mine to kind of give that space to local artists that want to try and, you know, showcase some of their stuff.
Right.
This last year, we just tried including cowboy poetry into it, which is absolutely beautiful. I love it.
There's some really, really talented people down there, and we need to talk some more, because we did the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering in Elko this year.
Okay.
And we interviewed several of the musicians. Well, everything we interviewed were musicians. We didn't do any poets, but we got to interview Dave Stamey, and we interviewed Dave is so incredible. We've been Dave fans for years.
Such a talented artist.
So incredibly talented. And such a great interview. But Bren Hill's a great songwriter, lives in Hooper, Utah. Zach, there was a kid named Zach Martinez from Logan.
He's amazing.
Really talented and a songwriter, right? So, and then what was his name that was with Zach? He was with Zach and Bryn. They did a show, and he's an artist, or I mean, he's a poet. But what a talent! And I mean, there's just a ton of them. So
and then you got Dakota Holdaway.
Okay, and
he runs a lot of the stuff here in Utah.
And Dakota introduced those guys. We didn't get to see him. That's the hazard of going and doing interviews at those deals. We're too busy doing interviews to get to go see the shows. We got to see a couple of shows, and we got to interview Kristen Harris. I don't know if you know Kristen.
I've heard
she's
of
a Texas girl. Oh, girl.
Okay.
Kristen Harris.
Maybe I haven't.
Cute girl. She's out of Texas, but really, really talented, and a yodeler. And then we interviewed.
Well, you know what? I have heard of her.
She's cute, little tiny blonde thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, there's just so much talent. But so you've incorporated the cowboy poetry a little bit into
trying
your
to work into that.
And the name suits it, right?
Well, and it helps that on my committee for Bootstock, I have one of the girls who are on the committee for the local gathering in Utah.
Okay.
For cowboy poets.
Okay.
So she brings a lot of experience. Her name's Stacy Tranchel.
Okay. I think I met her when I came down there.
Oh, she's here with us.
Oh, she's here with you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So if you want to snag an interview with her,
there you go.
There you go.
Well, we look forward to coming back. Do you have the dates for it this year?
Not yet. We're working it out. We're actually looking to partner with another festival.
Okay.
It's a country dance festival.
Yeah, I know you're a big time dancer.
Oh,
too.
I love dancing.
Yeah, I know you do.
So there was a country dance festival a couple years back called Ranch Creek Fest.
Okay.
And we played a little bit there, but most of it was meant for the dancing side of things, not the music side of things. This year we're trying to get together and we're trying to make it something that allows both communities to heavily collide.
Well, they don't work without each other, right?
They really don't. And I think it's time to see the country dance and the local country music come together.
The country music can work without the dancing because everybody has ears, right? Mm-hmm. And not everybody can dance. No, I think that's a great deal. Let us know. Our schedule's really crazy busy this summer, but if we can work it out and come back down,
of course, you'll be one of the first people I text,
and at least have some idea of what we're doing. Last year it was like I showed up because I was headed to the airport to pick up Miss Shanda. She'd been in Virginia, and so it just worked out. But the one thing I forgot to bring was the guitar, so you didn't get to sign that guitar.
No, I think this is finally
this is number 4.
Really?
Number 4 that we have filled up with autographs.
Whew.
The one you signed in Vegas for me, we gave that one away, and I wish I kept it.
Who ended up getting it?
A kid in Ryder Kisner. He's a bronc rider.
Okay.
From Oklahoma, but his family, his brother Roper Kisner, it's Roper and Ryder, and they have been a PRCA act since they were little kids.
Okay.
Roper had a little team of Shetlands that he Roman rode when he was a kid.
Nice.
Right? And then Ryder does the trick. Ryder ropes and Roper rides. So the names are bass backwards, but Ryder has been a trick roping act at the PRCA level for years.
Okay.
Really cool kids. I met them years ago when they were little. But I ran into him in Vegas, and I said, "Hey, Ryder, autograph this guitar for me. We're giving it away." And Roper comes along and he goes, "Well, can I enter?" And I said, "Yeah, enter it." So anyway, but they both autographed it, and then he entered it, and then he won the guitar that he autographed. But it was a spalted maple.
It was a beautiful guitar.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
I remember I wanted to sneak away with it.
Yeah. Well, this one, believe it or not, so do you know who Adrienne Brannon is?
No,
Adrienne Brannon's
I can't say I do.
She's a cowgirl, but singer, songwriter. She's been around forever. She played in Elko when she was like 16.
Okay.
Or younger. And so she's played there with Stamy and with Ian Tyson. And I mean, she's been around a long time. She just graduated from college. She was back at Georgetown.
Okay.
And got her master's degree at Georgetown. So, but anyway, she signed it in Arizona, and she loved it. Yeah, she goes by Buckaroo Barbie. Or no, her sister is Buckaroo Barbie, but she writes the Dear Cowgirl articles. Big on social media, and she has lots of followers. But she's sweet. We've known her for years. We hired her years ago to do a New Year's Eve party for us. But anyway.
Nice.
But so she signed it, and she was playing it in Arizona in Wickenburg the other day, and she goes, "Man, if this comes up missing, I did it. I stole it. So
well, it's hard not to love Teton's guitars.
Well, first of all, they're wonderful to work with. I mean, Katie, Nate,
Great people.
Mark. They've all been really, really good to us.
Anytime I'm in Idaho Falls, I love trying to stop in and say hi.
And you got to quit stopping and not letting me know you're there, because I'll come over.
The worst part is that Katie gets frustrated because I show up last minute and I'm like, hey, I'm here. And she's like, we're not even open now.
Yeah, that's what she told me. I was cussing her. I said, what do you mean Daniel was here? She goes, I knew 5 minutes before he got here.
Yeah.
So,
but I need to do better at telling people I'm coming into town.
If you'll plan things a little bit. But let us know. Yeah, you're always welcome to come by our place. We'd love to have you. And one of these days, we ought to have you come up and just do a little backyard barbecue party.
Bring the band.
Yeah,
we're great at doing the campfire parties.
That'd be fun.
We have a gig we play every 4th of July. It feels like down in American Fork, Utah.
Oh, okay.
For a big old redneck yacht club is what we call them.
Oh, perfect.
And man, it's just a good time around a campfire, just going crazy.
Oh yeah. So that'd be great. That'd be great. Well, that's the cool thing about music is music brings us together, right? And it really and everybody, it affects everybody differently. But you've got some great songs. I've heard you play a handful of them and listen to them on streaming. And
I'll be debuting one tonight, actually.
Awesome. Well, you want to debut it here on the podcast? Can you do that?
I don't have a capo. Do you have a capo?
I got a capo, brother. I got you covered. I got capos. I got picks. I got. Even I use a capo every once in a while.
I'll tease you with the first verse and chorus.
Okay, that'll work.
Thank you.
Do you need a pick?
No, I should be good. All right, so the song name is called "You Sober." It's that idea of when you're kind of like in love and you're heartbroken over somebody, you feel like you're really kind of like drunk on them a little bit, and you're just trying to sober up.
Sure.
So "You Sober" is what it's called. It's that idea of just getting over that person finally and sobering up from them. It's almost like an AA meeting for broken hearts.
There you go. Okay.
Ooh, do you have a tuner by chance?
My phone. Oh, my phone's being used.
Do you have a tuner?
I don't have a tuner.
I got one on my phone.
You want on your phone? I have one on my phone. That's one I use.
Let me set this right here.
Set that. That's the one I use. Guitar tuner.
It's a good app.
It's a good one.
Can't go wrong with it.
Well, especially because I'm tone deaf anyway. So
there it is.
Yeah, you throw them in them bags. The bag's easy to pack around. I have some hard cases, but they're heavy and they're a pain to travel with.
I got used to traveling heavy just because I'm not light on my guitar.
You guys packed heavy packs everywhere you went.
They don't make A meetings to get you gone. Ain't a drink in this bar to taste your kind of strong. You had me wrapped up in those eyes, cut me down like whiskey on ice. They don't make A meetings to get you gone. I used to drink you up, I tried to pull you out, making you disappear to go out somehow. When it all went south, I didn't think I'd get over you. Now I'm sitting on the side of you sober. Ugh. Anyway,
Oh man, that's great. That's awesome. I look forward to hearing the whole thing tonight.
It'll be pretty fun.
So we're looking forward to that. What else you got on the schedule? You got anything besides the boot stock? You got some other
working on we're starting to book gigs, so if anybody out there is interested, I'm taking what I can and then getting ready to go back out to Nashville and start working on an album.
Awesome. Yep. We're headed to Nashville actually next week.
Heck yeah.
Not next week, week after next. A week from Monday.
Well, I might see you out there. I'm going out there, I think, 3 weeks from now.
Okay, we're there for the 14th through the 19th.
Okay.
And we got a bunch of interviews out there. We got some cool interviews. We're excited.
Okay.
This is going to be fun. So,
if you get a chance, run into Tommy Acker, say hi for me.
We would love to. We'd love to.
I'll reach out to him. I'll see if he's available.
Reach out to him if he's got time for a sit down. We'd love to talk to him. I mean, we actually have an interview set up with Buddy Cannon, and Buddy Buddy's a big-time producer. He produced 12 of Willie's albums.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Tommy's working with, oh gosh, what's her name? Jesse Alexander from Warner Chapel.
Okay,
writing
cool.
songs. He just signed his publishing deal. So.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, there's so much out there, and we're excited. We've got a lot of stuff on the schedule already, but we'll fit anybody in we can get in. We're actually gonna he's agreed to it. Haven't got a time slot yet, but Craig Campbell. Do you remember Craig?
Oh,
Campbell?
yeah.
Yeah, I have an interview with Craig. So that's kind of big time for us. That's a big deal. We're excited. So, well, tell everybody where they can find your music.
Apple Music, Spotify.
You got a website?
YouTube, all of it. Instagram is the best way to usually get in touch with me. I reach out and I respond to every message I get.
So in the show notes of this, we'll have all that. So all your links, all that stuff. Yeah. Links to we always link to our friends at Teton Guitar.
Heck yeah.
And we really, really appreciate them. And once again, shout out to Cody and the Rooftop Bar. Thank you for allowing us to come and enjoy this. So we look forward to seeing more of you down the road.
Same.
Hey, for Musical Miles Podcast, I'm your host, Byron, here with Daniel Beddoes. We'll see you somewhere down the road. Adios for now.